All right, hey, welcome to Run Buck on Games. I'm Run Buck, and I've got another look at the popularity of Clash Royale and Clash Clans. I did that about 6 weeks ago, if you recall. Looked at a couple different public sites to kind of get a sense for, as a community as a whole, how much we're talking about, searching for the game to kind of get a sense for is the game growing, declining, stabilizing, that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd take another pass at it. 6 weeks back, again, is when I looked at it. This first one here, the graph you see is Alexia. It's an estimate of overall uh, site traffic for supercell.net, which is where the forums are. Basically, there's a subset of users out there that give their browsing activity to Alexia, and that they estimate off of that. And so there's thousands of people that subscribe to this add-in, and then voila. But anyway, the trend is continuing down. So this is where we were. It was 6 weeks back. We were right about here. So we still continue to see lower usage overall of supercell.net as a whole, at least the estimated. Probably the more accurate data is Google Trends. So this is globally people searching for either Clash of Clans or Clash Royale. So as you know, like when I try to find information on, XYZ, I'll type Clash of Clans something. And so you can see here that the net is actually continuing to decline. Again, 6 weeks ago would have put us about in March, so right here. So the Clash, which is the blue line, is continuing to drop. If you recall, this is the definition. So basically 100% would be 10% of global search volume is that term. And when we hit that with Clash of Clans in February 2015. But now we're at a more stately 48, which would be 4.8% of global search is Clash of Clans. Still a massive, massive number. But you can also see Clash Royale continue its uptick. I thought it might have taken over by this month, but it hasn't. And actually, it's showing for the partial month data of April, it's showing a downclick for Royale. So it'll be interesting to see if globally that downtick of search behavior for Royale continues. Because if you look at Clash's run, it really just took off. It really never had a down month. Well, it had two, right there and right there. So I guess it's not like massively in sight, but if it had like 2 months in a row, probably would be something more of note. I also did it just for the U.S. since we are based in the U.S. Hello. And you can see in the U.S. actually that Clash of Clans is a much smaller percentage. If you remember the prior graph, the search volume was at 4.8% of all search for Clash of Clans. In the US it's 2.7. That might be partially due to the US search volume overall is higher for most than globally. It's more densely populated with a lot of things that aren't game related. So it might give just a lower percentage. But still the trend is the same, and you can see that Clash Royale actually did overtake in the US. So unlike globally, at this point Clash Royale is being looked at slightly more than Clash of Clans, about 10%, 33.2% versus 4.3%, and both are showing that tick down for April partial data. Last thing I wanted to take a look at was last time we went and looked at Hashtagify, and it was right here in the graph. And you can see actually within here, social media is it's kind of stable. So people are talking about the games at a consistent pace. Clash of Clans, if you'd gone back, this is showing weeks back, so this would have gone back since it was 6 weeks ago. We would have seen 6 weeks further. This actually is more like at 50% if I drew the line backwards. So I would say Clash of Clans, media-wise, people are tweeting about it less, but it's overall stable. But I would say actually like social volume tweeters probably aren't really a good indicator of usage. Now I think about it, granted I put it up here, but now I'm going to show it to you because I did it last time. But I don't think it's a massive. This being stable is probably less critical than this being stable, because this is actually players of the game looking for information to help them play. And so what we want to see here is a nice up and down line that shows the stabilization of the game, so we could stop seeing in all of our clans, less applications, people leaving and not coming back, dead accounts, all that stuff. It would be just nice for the, because right now we've got too many clans from this big boom period. We need to have that consolidate and get down to like some core clans that are just sitting. And I think some idiot's going to walk back behind me now and put his head in. Oh, there he is. He wanted some FaceTime. That's Jace from the original JTJ. You've seen him before in some other videos, but he's just wandering about playing League of Legends today. But anyway, so I was taking a look at it, so I thought I'd share. Hope it helps. I'll do it again in another 6 weeks or so to see if what the trends are now. It's kind of interesting to me now that I'm doing it. And we'll just go from there. Have a good weekend.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like my horn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.